I think that is, I think, at the core of what actually Saja does, in actually, I think, recognizing the immense role that parents can play in the kind of persons that children eventually go on to become. And what we strongly believe is that there are 4 spaces that impact the overall development of the child. That includes the school, the classroom, the home, and the community. And these are 4 spaces that shape the kind of persons children in our society eventually go on to believe. And parents somehow end up comprising a significant pillar of that, considering that children spend most of their childhood in the company and the nourishment of their parents. I think more than education, if there's a word, I think, that summarizes the role that parents play in the development of a child, I think it's an Urdu word, a word called tarbiyat, which I think goes beyond just education or coaching, but it's about not just कि क्या पढ़ाई हो रही है घर में, but also about कि किस तरह के value systems बच्चे लेकर बड़े हो रहे हैं, कि उनकी विचारधारा क्या है, किस लोग दुनिया को किस नजरिए से देखते हैं. ये सारी चीजें कहीं ना कहीं पेरेंट्स शेप करते हैं. ऑफ कोर्स स्कूल का उसमें रोल होता है, सोसाइटी का रोल होता है, वो ऊपर नीचे होता है, but parents of course are the foundation on which a lot of these things are built, and that is why we give so much premium to the role that parents go on to play. So yeah, I think in shaping the kind of future that children have, I think parents have a really important role to play beyond education, beyond just nourishment or nutrition and safety and security that they provide.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Arushi, and I work with Dost Education. I've been here for 4 years. Dost works in early childhood development. And there's literally nothing I can say which Akshay hasn't covered. Because I work in early learning, tarbiyat is probably everything, right? The first 6 years are the foundation of every child's life. And that's when the child is mostly home with the caregivers, with the family, and responsive caregiving, which encompasses literally everything which has already been discussed, is what the child gets at home, and that molds and shapes the child for the future. So in our work with those, we've been running a program for families, which is a digital program, right? It's an IVR based system where it's a daily behavior nudge for families to engage with their children at home through calls and through short podcasts over phone calls. So think of it like you get a call every day at 5, which tells you a fun little thing you can do with your young child today using things you find at home. And we kept this in mind. We've been doing this for a while because we know that play is super essential at this time, and parents can really ensure that children are growing through play, and of course responsibly caregiving and raising their children. So raising with empathy, keeping empathy at the core of everything to ensure that the child grows in a holistic fashion. So yes, I think caregivers play a really important role, and I think it just goes into overall development, and we shouldn't, just really goes beyond just education and everything else. So yeah,
thanks Arushi and Akshay for sharing, I think, mostly all the aspects of whether parents essentially can or do contribute. I think let me sort of reframe the lens in which we are looking at this. And of course, I mean, I guess the one word answer to this is holistic development, right? And education is a part of it. Nutrition is a part of it. The three of us who are sort of talking about parental role and where do we parents contribute essentially are talking about it from a very education focused lens. But I think aspects like nutrition come into a big focus area. Something that's a big focus area for us is also responsive caregiving. I think a lot of the work that informs our work at Miraki. Hi, also, by the way, my name is Seemant and I work with Miraki. And essential focus and essential idea is that we want to be able to sort of build parental capacity, irrespective of the background that they come from, in order to ensure that they act early and are able to sort of act early and ensure that children achieve their innate inherent potential. And so Miraki is an organization, it's a parent-focused organization where essentially the work that we are doing, I'd say in terms of just the content bit of it, or the inputs bit of it, essentially is focused on early child care and sort of development, which is ECC as they call it. Parenting inputs, so how do you build an environment where children flourish and progress, And thirdly is, how do you build skill sets of children, not just relevant for school, but also for life. This is very crisply what we do. But coming back to the question again, I think, holistic development, but nutrition, etc., are also inputs. I think largely the way that I see it is that parents also play a bigger role in terms of building the home environment, and in a sense sort of providing the initial responsive caregiving that they need to, for children to sort of be attached to their to their caregivers, which as we now know through a lot of science, or we've known from some time, is critical for children to sort of do well over time.